What's up everyone? This is our very first video, and we'll be diving into some of the most interesting Reddit stories. So grab a snack, get comfy, and if you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, am I the a-hole for not financially contributing to my son's wedding unless he gets a prenuptial agreement? My husband, 61-year-old male, and I, 62-year-old female, are in a very comfortable position financially. I retired recently as senior vice president of a tech company, and my husband had a successful company that he sold very profitably. We have a daughter, 34-year-old female, and a son, 30-year-old male. My husband and I paid for both our kids' college degrees, including masters, and both kids are professionally successful. Our daughter got married 2 years ago, and she had a court wedding followed by dinner at a restaurant with less than 25 people, including us and the groom's parents. She and my son-in-law paid for it and asked for no help. My husband and I gave them $25,000 as a wedding gift. They were buying a house at the time, and we thought a cash gift would be helpful for them. Our son got engaged a few months ago. He and my daughter-in-law-to-be, 30-year-old female, are busy planning their wedding. We were considering paying for their honeymoon as a gift. His fiancée works for an insurance company, and my son is a doctor currently doing his residency. They do not have a ton of money, and we were a bit surprised when we heard about some of the wedding plans. My daughter-in-law-to-be wants to have her dream day in a castle-like hotel venue with 250 people. She has a large family, and her budget is around $80,000, not including the honeymoon. She has a favorite Vera Wang dress already picked out. Her family cannot afford to pay for any of this, and she is still paying off her student loans. All of these were shared when they came over to stay with us for the weekend. My son was silent, and my daughter-in-law-to-be did most of the talking. I shared we would love to gift their honeymoon and take that off their plate. My son was like, "That's amazing. Thank you, Mom and Dad. We would appreciate that a lot." Even daughter-in-law-to-be sort of had a pursed lip expression and did not say anything. She was dating my son when my daughter got married and is fully aware of how my daughter did her wedding, despite both my daughter and her fiancé being in a significantly better financial position. Anyway, my daughter-in-law-to-be cornered me in the kitchen the next morning. She started by asking me what I thought about her wedding ideas. I said the ideas were nice but not sure if it was affordable. She goes like, "It would be affordable if my husband and I can help." I was like, "How so?" She goes on to say that my husband and I certainly have the money to be able to pay for everything, the full $80,000, and then the honeymoon of course would be very nice. She adds that since we did not have to spend any money on my daughter's wedding, we can hopefully put that also into my son's instead. I simply said I will talk to my husband and let both of them know. She looked visibly annoyed at this and said I did not look like someone who needs her husband's permission to access money, that if I wanted to help my son, I could just decide to do it. I was pretty upset at this point and left the room without responding and avoided her until they left. This whole conversation had all my alarm bells ringing. I did not have any issues with her until now. To be fair, we have not spent a ton of time together. My job kept me very busy until 6 months ago. I discussed it with my husband, and he agreed with me. We had a private conversation with my son and shared what happened. He looked pretty sad and told us she had been asking him to make the request of us, and that he said no, as he knew it was not a right expectation. My husband asked point blank if he is getting a prenuptial agreement, and my son said no. I said, considering that my future daughter-in-law went over my son's head to ask his mom for money, he would be foolish not to get one. He kept saying we are judging her too harshly based on one incident. He thinks we are ruining his engagement by making his wife-to-be seem like a gold digger. He apparently does not expect us to pay, just does not want this incident to get in the way of wedding plans. We did not ask him how they are going to pay for the wedding, but worry that he is going to take personal loans or something. They have not set a wedding date yet. Considering future daughter-in-law's plans, the wedding is at least a year away. We feel strongly our son should at least sit down with a lawyer and hear out the pros and cons of having a prenuptial agreement. My son pointed out that my husband and I never got one. But we both had similar values coming into our marriage, unlike his fiancée and him. We proposed that if he gets a prenuptial agreement, we will pay $25,000 toward the wedding. We also took the honeymoon gift off the table. My son said we are being unreasonable. I said I was okay with that if it means protecting my son from his own mistakes. Am my husband and I unreasonable for proposing to contribute to the wedding only if my son gets a prenuptial agreement? And that's the story. What do you think? Were the parents being protective, or were they crossing the line by